Hi guys, so we continue our look at a preview version of the Crew 2. First up with some street racing, and then we'll conclude with some powerboat racing.
Look at the hot shot rookie. Thinks they can just roll in and walk away with it.
You race for pinks? We're gonna be walking, all right.
Now this is what it's all about for some folks. Rides, the people, the party. Easy to see why going legit doesn't appeal. Gonna take some time to get more people to see it my way. Time I've got. Just look at those cars. There's some mighty fine rides lining up out there. But you know who I'm thinking our friends should be watching out for? That plain-looking one right there.
Huh? Doesn't look like much.
It doesn't have to if it's got the right kind of monster under the hood. And if you're not careful, that monster's gonna eat you up.
Okay, so here we are with the Ford Mustang GT in a street race here. And the reason why I say street race rather than road race is because it does get off the streets, as you'll see in just a moment. You can see that our bar has really sort of sped off into the distance with the cockpit cam action. So pretty similar to the Crew 1 in terms of the cockpit details and the rear view mirror and all that.
That car's really moving.
Nothing too different in that respect. As we go over a little jump here. And it has that nice sort of old school arcade vibe, doesn't it, this particular route. Sort of Need for Speed Underground style, I guess. As we make our way to the front of the pack. So some little obstacles to avoid, so there's a little bit of skill involved in this particular circuit, but it still remains quite basic. Although we'll be hitting the brakes here. This sharp turn. And again, a little sort of tight section there, if you get it quite wrong there. Oh, getting barged there by the R-Bath, getting sideways as well as we get overtaken on the left. Losing the position down into second and third now. So providing a fair challenge, the AI, as we go smashing through. But it does look like quite a bit of fun, doesn't it? Hopefully all going well. I'll be getting my hands on the beta tomorrow, so we'll be making my impressions then. It'll be interesting actually to test this with the TX wheel. See how I get on with that. So about halfway through, almost, on this race. As we go over some rooftops here then, massive jump. Not quite sure where we're landing there, you just sort of got to keep the accelerator held down really and just sort of hope for the best. But it's a good action, lots of bashing through stuff.
Like that street legal?
Bit of skill involved, some obstacles to avoid, so much better this time round this particular circuit than some of the stuff we've seen early on in the game. Which is really good to see because it was pretty basic before, so it's good to see they've got some more intricate circuits that involve a little bit more skill, a little bit more interesting, some more obstacles, like I said, to bash through, some interesting jumps and sections as well, which is really good. So once again into this sort of sewer system, and about 2/3 of the way through the race now, in first place. On the chase cam here, and in just a moment we'll be having a look at some powerboat racing as well, and we'll have maybe 1 or 2 more videos to come before we move on to the beta tomorrow, hopefully. Again, visually looks nice. Again, I'd like to see some crowds littering the tracks, perhaps behind some barriers. Or something like that, because it just seems a little bit void, doesn't it, of life. Although there's nothing wrong with the actual circuit itself, it's entertaining enough. It would just be nice to see some crowds, just to add a little bit more life to the race. You're supposed to get all these followers as you progress through the game, and it would be nice to see those followers, wouldn't it, lining the tracks, just to give you a visual cue of how many followers you have, for example. Getting over this massive jump then. Oh, crashing through a parked car there. Going absolutely flying, and we're going to be crossing the finish line any second now to win the race. So it's a quick look at a crazy street race in the Crew 2, and now it's time to move on to some powerboat racing.
I know I'm not usually the one saying this sort of thing, but are you sure about this race?
And I'm not the one who usually says you're worrying too much. But here we are. It's all set. Between this and the race in Vegas, we're showing off in new venues.
So we're hoping the big jump means big numbers?
That's the idea. It's a big chance we're taking trying a location like this, but we've got to do it. One thing will never change, though. Old-fashioned driving will always win.
Driving. Is it driving if you're in a boat? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, we're going to be taking part here in a quick race. And straight away you can see the sort of textures on the boat there.
Yeah, hear that engine roar.
It's something I see all too often in games. You have like the bonnet cam, you've got this texture that's of low quality. It really is off-putting. You think by now they'd sort things like that out, but unfortunately we have the curse of the low resolution texture right there. But other than that, again, visually it looks nice, doesn't it? The water effects are lovely. Some interesting jumps here as well. Get some good air, but you do lose quite a bit of speed, I noticed, on the landing. You know, which is, I guess it sort of takes you out of the action a little bit. But one particular thing that I find jarring is the fact that right now we're doing about 130 miles per hour, and it just doesn't convey that speed, that danger. It just feels a little bit too smooth. It feels like we're going for a water cruise, doesn't it, at the moment, rather than being, you know, racing at sort of very dangerous speeds. It doesn't convey that speed at all, really. You know, it's a bit more bumpy, perhaps. A little bit more water spray on the screen, perhaps would have been, you know, would have gone a long way. But right now we're doing 150. It just doesn't feel like it, does it? But some fantastic jumps. It's amazing how much you slow down, actually. Sort of hitting the water about 60-70 miles per hour after doing about 150. And it takes, I guess you're up to speed in no time though in these boats. They are very powerful, of course. Again, though, nice look at the scenery, lovely lighting effects. It's sort of either very early morning, I guess, or late evening. It's sort of kind of dark and moody, isn't it? It does have that nice sort of early morning feel, I guess. Again, some big jumps. And already we're coming up to the end of the race. But anyway, we're going to leave it there for a quick look at some street racing as well as some powerboat racing as well. And we'll have more on the crew coming up very shortly, as well as a look at the beta, all going well tomorrow. So anyway, more on the crew too coming up very shortly. Thanks for watching.